And moving and grooving, team. Welcome to the trading trail. Okay, so I'm happy to report another successful green day. I am up $316.70. Now, I'm somewhat upset with my performance today because today definitely could or should have been a $600 or $500 green day for me. I made one big killer mistake and I gave away almost half my profit on the day. God, is that annoying. But overall, I'm still very, very happy with the day. We were able to make some banger trades on a slower morning, and I also called out one of the better moves I was able to find in the market today, and I wish I kind of held on to that trade for a little bit longer. But there's many things to go over today, but I think the trade of the day is going to belong to QNTM. And the reason that I say that one is because I even mentioned it and called it out in yesterday's video. So one thing that I was mentioning, actually, before we get into QNTM, let's go over some of my first trades of the day. And that first trade of the day was on LIPO. And there were a few reasons to be trading this one. First, popped on some news, was moving sideways, found support on VWAP, found support at the 25 EMA on the 1, and then I was looking for a breakthrough this high right here. So I get in on the support test right here. And then I'm trading it, took a little bit off the profit up here. Of course, you want to take some profit off the table as soon as possible. And then I add on this little pullback right here. So I add on that pullback, and then I'm looking for the breakthrough 575 here. We get that break, and then I'm taking a lot more profit off the table up here. I'm adding back on the support test just to walk up my average just a little bit. That was a smaller add. And then I'm adding back, and then I'm buying on that next break, and then I'm selling most of my shares right there. So overall, that was a pretty phenomenal trade that early in the morning. I think that booked me about like $200 profit or something like that. And then, as I noticed that it was moving sideways, I saw that it found support on the 10 EMA on the 5. This purple line often lines up with our 10 EMA on the 5. That's the 50 EMA on the 1. And if you're ever confused on what my indicators are, you can just take a look at them right up at the top. We trade with 5 different indicators. Sorry, 6 technically. 5 different EMAs, and then we also trade with VWAP as well. But any of these lines right here are all going to correlate. So like this red line is going to correlate with this number right here. So that's 10 EMA, 25, 50, 90, 200. And then this is also a 1 minute chart. So this is the 1 minute chart on LIPO. And then let's get right into this part. So right here, I was thinking price found support at the 10 EMA on the 5. And then if we get a next extension break of this resistance, because we have resistance right here, let's go ahead and circle that. That is going to be our resistance that we're looking for. So we're looking for a break of this 610 level here. And I was thinking that maybe we get a break through this 610, but no, we unfortunately don't. So I close the position shortly after, which I'm actually pretty happy about. This is what I was complaining about my recap from yesterday. Of one thing that I was doing wrong is I need to be selling much quicker after a failed attempt of that breakout. This is perfectly fine right here because I was looking for price to possibly find support at the 10 on the 1 and start to create a series of higher lows. Unfortunately, that low doesn't get respected, but the 10 EMA on the 5 comes up from this nice little pop from its recent support right here. Comes up, pulls the 10 EMA on the 5 up, and then price tests that area as support. So it tests this area as support, which is great, which also lines up with one of our other key support areas of that 575. And then we get the next initial move higher. So the way that I played this one is I was playing it from this downtrend break right here. So I was grabbing some shares right here, again, for the 610 break, which we knew that was a resistance all the way back here. We knew that this was going to be the resistance, so we're looking for a break and hold above. We get the break and hold above right here, which then starts this much larger move and right into 8 a.m. as well. So I'm loading up a lot more right here. I'm adding more shares right here as I notice that we're finding support, so we're getting the break and hold of that 610. I'm adding more shares right here. I think I walked my average up maybe to like 612 or something, just right above that 610. And then I'm immediately scaling out because that move was so quick. I mean that move just in 3 minutes went from $6 and 10 cents all the way up to 7.50. So what a fantastic move! And we got the break and hold of the 610 level and a break of the downtrend. We just found support at the 10 on the 5. So right on this trade, there were 3 reasons price would go up. It's not a guarantee that price is gonna go up, but we found 3 areas of support. We got a break of the 610, we got a break of the downtrend, and we found support. So all 3 of these reasons led to this amazing, what was it, $1.40 move in 3 minutes. I'll take that any day of the week. That was a phenomenal trade. And then I decided to take a look at QNT, and we'll get into that one in just a second. And then this is where I'm really upset with myself. Man, oh man. So right after playing LIPO, I was up probably I think $600 on the day. And man, that's a great way to start your day, is it not? Now, unfortunately, I gave back a lot of my profit on RNAZ. And I don't know why I decided to do that. What I'm starting to notice is like when I get really nice into profit, I get complacent with my trading. And maybe it's a combination of like mental fatigue or something like that, where I'm just like, you know what? Today's going to be a great day, and I give back a lot of my profit. I need to stop kind of getting complacent with my trades. I need to trade every single trade the same. And I guarantee you, if I'm trading first thing in the morning, I don't trade like this. Like I don't think I ever would at this point. At least I hope. I'm telling myself I wouldn't. But this was pretty rough. And let's go through what I was thinking while this was happening. So RNAZ made a very strong initial move. Found that initial move, then we found support at the 10 EMA on the 1. Again, red line, 10 EMA on the 1. So we found support at the 10 EMA on the 1 here, and then price starts to quickly rally off of it. In this rally, I was looking for a break through this resistance for that break through 13 and possibly get up and test that next resistance up at the 1440 area, kind of testing this tail. Now, I was kind of hoping that price would start to get a break and hold above this area, and then that would give enough time for our EMAs to continue catching up. I thought we were going to get a really nice explosive move after finding support on the 10 EMA on the 1, and I thought we were just going to, quickly go to that $13, $14, $15 area and start trading in some psychological zones. That obviously didn't happen. So what I should have done right after this, I think trying to trade it and like maybe scalp that entry for that 13 break because it's at 12.99, but I'm treating it like a 13 resistance, right? So if we're getting that 13 break, then we should start to trade in those psychological areas up here. That never happens. We never get the break of the 13 level. So right after price rejecting quickly from the 13, I should be getting out as soon as possible. If I want to play it again up here for the 13 break, it would have to find support at the 10 on the 1. It would just have to. It would just have to. Okay? So why do I want to wait for price to come down, test the 10 on the 1, and then for the chance of it failing it, I need to just get out right there or get out even faster. Because we know that in order for price to come back up and break this 13 level, it would need to break and hold above this downtrend that we have drawn now. The fact that I was able to draw this downtrend so quick meant that I had no reason holding and hoping in this area. Absolutely no reason. Because if I hoped enough, right? If I hoped enough and price actually found support down here and then started to rally higher, it would have absolutely needed to eventually have broken our downtrend here, which it never does in a strong way. So we'd never get the break of the downtrend. And then that also means that there was no opportunity to trade it within this area. So why am I holding a losing position? That's the real question here. And of course, I decided to keep holding, and I was like, you know what? We're a few minutes away from the 5 minute candle close, so maybe I just wait until the 5 minute candle close, and then it closes bad, and then we're already like we don't even get a test of support of the 10-5. We just immediately fail the 10-5. So now I'm just like, oh hell, what do I do? And I just got caught on the wrong side of it, because like right when it fails this area, it's already given back 50% of its gain. So it's like it's going to need to consolidate in a strong way to play it again. I don't know, would never want to get caught holding down here, so I just immediately get out of the position. Man, oh man, this is like a minus 20% trade. Wow. I never want to do that again. That was this caused a roller coaster of emotions. Like I'm green today and I'm still upset because I traded this one. I'm not upset that I traded it. I'm just upset that I managed that position so wrong. I got caught holding an open. That's like the definition. Now, I think the number one culprit here is complacent trading. Me thinking, since I'm already up in profit, if I just treat this one with smaller size, I can give it as much breathing room as I want until it's a winner. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. It doesn't. So, I definitely paid for it this morning. Like, RNAZ was, yeah, I lost $231 on that. Like, yikes. Yikes. That's not my best trade for sure. But hey, you live and you learn. Again, this is kind of what I was talking about from yesterday. Yesterday, I think I did the same thing on which one? Which one was it? Oh no, I did on Sunday where I got in before the break. We never got that like confirmed break, and I just kept holding a losing position. So quite upset with myself because I was telling myself just 1 or 2 days ago that I wasn't going to do this, and guess what? Did it on RNAZ, and I think the main problem here is like I'm treating this trade different because I was already up in profit on the day, and that's not what you want to do. It's just not what you want to do. If I was actually like, it just finished my energy drink, right when I'm waking up and getting ready to trade in the morning. I think I genuinely managed this trade completely different. So I'm upset at myself just for breaking my own rules. I'm not upset at myself for trading this one. That's the mental battle with trading. It really is. But let's get right into the one that I called out from yesterday. And yesterday, if you guys watched that video, Trading Trail 23, we're on 24. So on the 23rd Trading Trail, I was mentioning this stock, QNTM. What a beauty! And so I was calling this out 2 days ago on the 22nd Trading Trail, and I was like, you know what? I called this one out in the Discord. By the way, link in the description if you're looking to join the Discord. Um, yeah, I was calling it out in the group, and I was saying that right here, this is a 5 minute chart, by the way. So this teal line down here is going to be the 90 EMA on the 5. I was calling it out, and I was like, all right, we got this initial move, and we never got that second leg higher from it finding support. So I was like, if price moves sideways and finds support on the 90 EMA on the 5, we should get a really nice trade into power hour. And I end up paper trading this one 2 days ago, and then we get that nice move. And then again, I'm also mentioning QNTM as we were moving sideways, but then we found support on the 10 EMA on the 30 and the 200 on the 5. So price moves sideways. We have this nice channel forming. We get a nice downtrend break right here, and then price moves much higher. We find resistance at the $10.05 area. Then if we go to this 30-minute chart, what I was calling out is, okay, so the 10 EMA caught up, gave us more strength for this larger move right here, and then price found this resistance. So I was calling it out right here. Notice how the 10 EMA on the 30 is holding this entire time. I will be super interested in this stock if price is able to find support on the 10 EMA on the 30 and then set up for a really nice downtrend break. Notice how I specifically drew in this little pop right here because we needed to draw in a really nice downtrend. And that's exactly what happens. So right into market open, actually, it was right before market open. We get the break of the downtrend and then the rally much higher. Now, I drew this kind of thinking that we needed some dipping action first. And I was like, you know what? If the fail of the 1030 happens, we'll need to hold the 812 area because of this support test. So if we were able to hold above 812, I was thinking that'll still even give it some strength for a move higher. But we held in a stronger way above the 10 EMA on the 30. And I remember calling out in yesterday's video, it all depends on the strength that we find above the 10 EMA on the 30 for QNTM. So if I go to the 24th, take a look at this, team. Take a look at this. So this is pre-market, and as you can see, price perfectly holds above our 10 EMA on the 30. We get the nice break of this downtrend here. So we break the downtrend right here. And then look at this amazing move. So I actually traded this one. I traded it with some smaller size, but I had to walk away shortly into market open. So that's why I didn't have that much higher focus on this one, because I just had to go away. I was very, very confident that we were going to get this rally higher, and that's exactly what happens. So I actually had an entry all the way down here. I think I had an average of 1050. So we break this level right here. Come on. We break this level right here, and then price breaks above, holds above, and then consolidates into market open, and then makes that much, much bigger move. And notice how that $10.05 resistance area that we found, because that was the resistance that we found the day earlier, right? That was the resistance that we found right here. So if we get a break above this level and hold above, that's what can also start showing that room for that move higher. And when you're above $10, it's not only is it a psychological level that you want to pay attention to, then if you get a strong break and hold of 10, you can start trading in psychological levels within here, basically every whole dollar and whatnot. So that's also why we get this move all the way up to $18. That's an 80% move in what, a few hours? Basically 3 hours. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Now, it's not as quick as some of these moves that we might find day trading, but when you see a very nice consolidated setup, like in the future, I want to start throwing a lot more position sizing at stuff like this. It's not a guarantee that it's going to work, but I'm slowly going to start sizing into it. Like the last time that I found a really nice, like kind of swing setup like this, I threw small size at it. This time, on this entry right here, I actually threw a little bit larger size at it. And then I'm going to start slowly stepping this up every swing position that I see. And we're just going to see how it goes from there. But I think it's going to be a smart way to approach this where I don't too aggressively size in too quick. So this time it was with about like $500. Last time it was with 100. Maybe we go 600, 700, something like that, but I'm going to slowly start stepping it up the more setups like this I see. Now, again, I am kind of upset at myself. I'm just upset in general, but mainly because I got some shares down here, took some profit off the table, which I think is the right move, like no matter what. Because even if it came back down to my average, it should be a winner still, no matter what, because I booked some profit off the table. Right here was the exact moment where I was like, I need to step away from the monitors and get ready for my 9 to 5. That's exactly what I start doing. I get ready for work, and of course, I'm still confident that we're going to get that move higher. The higher move happens. It's fine. We'll catch the next one. There's always going to be another trade, but QNTM is going to be a great one to study for beginning traders because of this look right here. I mean, this chart is beautiful in my opinion. So we're just going to go through it bar by bar basically. You get that first initial move and then starts selling off. But it finds a very nice valid support at 481. Right here we found resistance at 710. I remember that vividly. We find some resistance here at 710. Price then finds that support on the 90 EMA on the 5, comes up, finally breaks that 710, goes right up to 755. Now, you're probably asking yourself, how do I have that 755 memorized? Because we found it on a daily chart. So prior history tends to repeat itself. So we find resistance perfectly right here. Then guess what? Moves sideways, consolidates perfectly. We get a nice downtrend break here, and then boom, shows room to some psychological levels. A strong break and hold of 5 also can show room to the $7 to $10 range. When we got the break of 710, which happened right here, we quickly faded back out, found support, and then we broke that 7 range again, and then immediately start going to the psychological levels all the way up to the 10. We find resistance here at 1050. 1005, sorry, 1005. Then later on, the next day, today, we get the break and hold of the 10 area, which happens right here. Also lines up perfectly with the downtrend. So there were multiple ways to have landed this trade right here. We get the break and hold of this. Then again, we're trading up into psychological levels. So just right there, there have been multiple ways to track a stock that was at $4 the other day and is made a high of $18 today. What a phenomenal move! What a phenomenal mover! And yeah, you don't. I'm guessing you don't see moves like this every day, but wow, this is going to be a really good one for me to continue studying. The only red flag is like into market open. Price was trading with like no volume right here, so it was kind of sketchy. But again, a great one to study and chart out regardless. So I'm gonna keep in mind this one, the like 90 EMA on the 5, like price holding above the 90 EMA on the 5 is like another thing that short sellers will look at into short. So like the amount of times I've seen price actually come down, finally fail the 90 EMA on the 5, and then it's a huge red candle all the way down. I've seen that multiple times. So like the fact that shorts were never able to kind of get that confirmation that you're going to get that move lower scared a lot of them away, which led to this larger move just like that. So quite a phenomenal trade. Happy to report we're up $316.70. Wish it was more, as always, of course, but still happy with the day regardless. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be Friday, the last day of the stock market this week, and it's probably going to be a little bit slower. So let's batten down the hatches and just see what the market provides for us. Another thing, these mornings this week have been much slower and reserved than they have in the past. I think that also adds to the momentum that we saw on QNTM. Because when bulls step away from trying to find that stock that's setting up with new news and like what's happening right now, then when things start to slow down, they go back into the stocks that they know have held up. QNTM is a perfect example, held up very nicely, which also helped for this move right here. And again, it might be interesting to kind of keep an eye on QNTM just to see what happens, because the 10 EMA on the 30 is back up right below support, holding it up. So again, maybe it puts in another high, like lower high up into 17, and then that'll allow us to draw in a new downtrend like this. So I'm just going to get my prediction ready. If we wanted to see a breakthrough 18, I think a look like that would be near perfect. Again, the time might not line up perfectly, but we would need to see some type of consolidation, a break of the downtrend, and then that should start that move higher. But that's been it for me, team. Thank you guys for tuning into the Trading Trail. I hope you guys had a fantastic green day today. And if not, we'll get back at it tomorrow. Make sure you bring your notebooks. Have a good day, team. Adios.